Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you are doing well. Today we will start our fifth class of first lesson of Noorani Qaida, and in this class we will take start from Thaw. So in the previous classes we have learned from Alif to Dot. So in this class we will take start from Thaw. So our first letter is Thaw for today. Before starting Quran lesson, first we read Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah. Let's begin the lesson. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So our first letter is Thaw. Thaw. Read after me. Thaw. Say it again. Thaw. Thaw. Thaw is a bold letter and we read it with heavy sound. When we read Thaw, the sound remains into the mouth, it doesn't spills out. We read it with heavy sound like Thaw. So this is a bold letter. And now try to recognize the shape of Thaw. Thaw has a shape like small B and it has no dot. Now let me show you the origin of Thaw, how we pronounce Thaw. What's the pronunciation of Thaw? When we pronounce Thaw, the tip of the tongue will touch the gum of upper two front teeth. You can see this is the inner view of mouth, and when we pronounce Thaw, the tip of the tongue will touch gums behind the up front teeth. To pronounce Thaw, the tip of the tongue will touch the gums behind up front teeth. So this is the pronunciation of Thaw. Now we move to the next letter, that is Thaw. Thaw. Read after me. Thaw. Thaw. Say it again. Thaw. Thaw. Now try to recognize the shape of Thaw. Thaw has a shape like small b and it has one dot at the top. You can see this is the structure of Thaw, and Thaw has only one dot at the top. And Thaw is a soft letter. Thaw is a soft letter, so we will read it with soft sound. And Thaw is also a bold letter. When we pronounce Thaw, the sound remains into the mouth, it doesn't spills out, because this is a bold letter, and when we pronounce bold letter, they produce heavy sound like Thaw. Thaw. Now let me show you the origin of Thaw. So you can see this is the inner view of mouth, and it will help you to understand the pronunciation of Thaw. So when we pronounce Thaw, the tip of the tongue will touch the edges of upper two front teeth. When we pronounce Thaw, the tip of the tongue will touch the edges of upper front teeth. As in the previous lesson, we have learned about Zal and Tha. So these three letters, Zal, Tha and Thaw, are soft letters. These three letters have same origin, but shapes are different, sounds are different. And in the case of zo, we will read it with heavy sound remains into the mouth, but when we read other two soft letters like sa and zal, the sound spills out, because sa and zal are only soft letter, not bold letter. Now move to the next letter. Before going to next letter, first let me tell you the difference between these two letters, to and zo. These two letters have same shape. You can see these two letters have same shape, just the dots difference. To has no dot and zo has only one dot. And these two letters are bold letters. They are pronounced with heavy sound. And zo is also a soft letter. Now we move to the next letter, that is ain. 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 Read after me. Ain. Ain. Say it again. Ain. And ain is a throat letter. Ain is a throat letter. And now try to recognize the shape of ain. Ain has no dot. This is the structure of ain, and ain has no dot. Now let me show you the origin of ain, how we pronounce ain. So you can see this is the inner view of mouth. And ain is a throat letter. So our throat has three parts: bottom, middle and upper. So ain is pronounced from the middle part of the throat. As in the previous lesson, I told you about ha. So ha and ain have same origin. These two letters are pronounced from the middle part of the throat. So this is a throat letter and we pronounce it ain. Ain. So this is pronounced from the middle part of the throat. Now we move to the next letter, that is ghain. Ghain. Read after me. Ghain. Ghain. Say it again. Ghain. Now try to recognize the shape of ghain. This is the structure of ghain, and ghain has only one dot upon it. Ghain has only one dot upon it. So ghain is a bold letter. So we will read it with heavy sound. When we pronounce ghain, the sound remains into the mouth. It doesn't spills out because this is a heavy letter and it will produce heavy sound like ghain. And it is also a throat letter. It is pronounced from the throat. Now let me show you the origin of ghain, how we pronounce ghain. So this is the inner view of mouth. As I told you, in the case of ain, we have three parts in our throat: bottom, middle and upper. So ghain is pronounced from the upper part of the throat, like ghain. Ghain is pronounced from the upper portion of the throat. So as in the previous lessons, I told you about kha. So both kha and ghain, these are throat letter, and these two letters ho and ghain, these two letters are pronounced from the upper portion of the throat. So this is the origin of ghain. Now we again revise this lesson. Today we have learned about these four letters. The first one is tho, tho, and second one is zo, zo, zo. As you can see, these two letters have same shapes. Tho and zo have same shape, just the dots difference. Tho has no dot and zo has only one dot upon it. And the second is these two letters are bold letters, and we read these two letters with a heavy sound. And zo is a soft letter. We will read it softly with soft sound and with heavy sound, because this is a bold letter and a soft letter. The next one is ain, 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 and the next one is ghain, ghain, ghain. Now you can see these two letters have same shape. Ain and ghain have same shape, just dots makes the difference between these two letters. Ain has no dot and ghain has one dot upon it. And the second thing is these two letters are throat letters. They are pronounced from the throat. Ain is pronounced from the middle part of the throat, and ghain is pronounced from the upper part of the throat. These two letters are throat letters and they are pronounced from the throat. And ghain is also a bold letter, so we will read it with heavy sound. So this is all about from today lesson. If you have any query about this lesson, you can ask me. Thanks for joining me in today's Quran class. Inshallah, see you in the next lesson. Allah Hafiz.